Good morning. This is the Option Pit AM Volatility Report. I'm Mark Sebastian. So I want to talk about really briefly the blog that we wrote last night about VIX. And there's a lot of people that pay attention to this VIX VXV ratio, and they think, well, when VIX gets over VXV, then the market is going to turn around, right? And the fact of the matter is that it can happen, but and honestly, from a number of occurrence standpoints, from a percentage standpoint, it's likely to happen. However, the probability of being paid out on the expected return on that trade is low, because when you're wrong, you're really, really wrong. So, and we're seeing a little bit of that today. Speaking of today, talk about a huge VIX reaction for very little in the market. We're only down 85 basis points in percentage terms, and the VIX is has been up over 3%. It's traded as high as 22. The market seems a little stabilizey right now. It could soften. I certainly would not feel comfortable buying here. There's a reason why the VIX is up so big, and that's because people are buying protection. People are scared. But what you notice is that really, despite the big VIX stuff, there's not a lot of the futures themselves aren't up that much. So what are you going to do? It's you've got ACH and SEP in backwardation. What is NOVE doing? Give me a second here. But you've got SEP, ACH still below NOVE. You certainly have that kind of weird setup, but NOVE is still above ACH. So I'd like to see, NOVE's unchanged. October is barely higher. There's just not that movement that you might expect. So it's going to be an interesting day. Now, looking at some of the terrible performers yesterday, Facebook's been down a lot more. Apple's been down a lot more today already. Disney was looking terrible and has since decided to just look bad as opposed to terrible. Some other names that are hated, Twitter, after just getting obliterated yesterday. Kind of an interesting one. One interesting name, if you really are looking for something that should be doing well, a name that a lot of people forget to look at is Cboe. Take a look. So let's pull this up. Cboe's off the last few days. What's going on at the Cboe exchange right now, you think, in terms of option volume? Right. Option volume is probably through the roof. If I go to VIX, they've already done a bunch of paper. They opened a lot of open interest yesterday, lots of paper. Yeah, that means tons of dollars for Cboe. SPX too. SPX probably doing big volume. So the Cboe's making a bunch of money right now, and it's going to be interesting to see. That'd be a name that could report some pretty solid earnings. They've already done 300,000 in the contracts in the first half hour. So Cboe is an interesting name to look at if you're looking to get long, but you're not sure how. But yeah, notice those futures just really aren't biting the spot move in VIX. And so, it's interesting to see whether we totally turn around. And, I'm not a believer. I think we could see these things threaten kind of overnight highs and turn around, but volume is volume's pretty interesting. So that's kind of the pieces that I'm watching and thinking about today. I'm still not a full believer in this market or believer. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to try and sell volatility here. So don't jump the gun here too early. So yeah, if you're looking for an interesting play, CBOE might be an interesting one. Okay, folks, on that note, I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you soon.